Okay, listen up. I've been trying for the past 10 minutes to get Benny to relax. Today's Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog Day. And I keep putting him on I'm talking subdued because if I start to get loud, he's going to act, like I just beat him. So if I start to get loud, which I like to do, he's going to freak out, take a dump, and go run away. Seems to be doing okay right now. Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. It's important that he's in here. First of all, we have tried so hard to get this dog to seem so. He always seems like, he's super timid and hey, Ben. I just walked away. Hang on a second. It's a never-ending quest to try to get this dog to not be so scared all the time. He just, he gets used to staying in one spot in our bedroom, and then he doesn't want to socialize with the other dogs. He just wants to stay there with his baby, which is this. So I'm going to go try to bring him back. Hang on. No, it's okay. Come here, buddy. Oh, you're so big. Oh my gosh. Look at it. Now you might think, oh, he's such a poor dog. This dog's got it made. Come here, big guy. Come on. Everybody wants to see you. Come here. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's lay down. He's such a hand. Look at him. He looks like, oh, I've been so mistreated by you. Oh, it's such a terrible day. Everything's terrible. I'm just going to sit here with my tail between my legs. Oh, I'm so tortured. Dog's got it made. He's got the best of medical care. He's fed, loved up constantly. And he's always like, oh, this is such a terrible. He's the biggest, most dramatic puppy dog ever. Hey, you don't need to just sit there and stare at the couch. It's okay. Come on back to the back, big guy. Come on. Oh, he's going to take off again. So you bet. Benny's imminent departure is brought to you by A&D Cleaning. They actually sponsored Benny. If we can actually get a full show ever with him like here, it'll be a freaking miracle. We haven't even officially started the show yet, and there's already a bunch of dramatics.
He's Benny the Wonder Dog, Benny the Wonder Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, yeah. Benny the One-Eyed Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Dog, Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Don't you want him?
So my attention is kind of half on you and half on the dog. But, it's a Friday show. It's the last day before or not a Friday show. It's a Thursday show. It's the last day before vacation. As soon as I take my hand off him, he's going to take off. Okay, hang on one quick second. Benny, just stay there, buddy. It's okay. By the way, I planned this show today, and the whole thing I planned it thinking that it was freaking Friday. Feels like Friday. Oh, my God. There he goes. Well, hopefully he'll relax. If not, I'll call Diana and come get him. Give him a few minutes. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show Podcast is brought to you by some key sponsors. Here we go. Ducks are in a row with Bennett Flooring Installation. They're going to be by here at 7 a.m. sharp on the 21st of July installing the bedroom floor. Okay, if you want in, reach out to Jacob or Jason, 616-318-0167. That is the number to call. Hang on a second. You'll get an idea about Benny because he's just standing by the door. Come on, big guy. He's just staring at the door. Again, 616-318-0167 for Bennett Flooring Installation. If you're in West Michigan, it's real simple. They drive out. They measure the room. They go, all right, this is the size of the room. This is what it's going to cost to install the flooring. If you want us to get the flooring, we have samples of whatever you're looking for, and we can direct you through that, or you can do that yourself. I did that myself. I just went over to Johnson's Carpet, I should say the Johnson's Outlet Store in Granville, Michigan, and talked to Paul over there. Paul or Kent, dropped the E out of you, and bought it myself and just said, hey, I got the flooring. Come do this now. And that's it. That's how it works. Thank you to Bennett Flooring Installation. They also sponsor Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia with the cash prize. And when we do Fear Bunker Trivia, they've been sponsoring that as well. So thanks to them. Open also brought to you by JM Synthetics, online at jmsynthetics.com. Get your Amsoil products there. They're bringing you the Open on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. jmsynthetics.com. Excuse me. Order your Amsoil from jmsynthetics.com. Do it. They're also bringing you Deer Meathead, which I will have a little later on. More as to why we didn't have it yesterday in just a second. And then, of course, Kim Lazera, distributor of Zingular products. That's Xyngular. Zingular makes an enormous, terrific product line where, and these products, they help to get your metabolism honed and firing at a top-notch level. Because let's face it, if you're like me and you're burning fat, and doing your thing, I'm like an old beat-up jalopy. Using Zingular products fine-tunes your metabolism, speeds up the fat burning, speeds up your energy level, and of course, with nutrition, a key thing that has been dominating the world for however long there's been eating, Zingular wants to make sure that you're putting the right stuff in your body. Go to ericzaneshow.com, click on the Zingular logo, take you right to Kim Lazera's Facebook page, where you can talk with her directly about the product line of Zingular. Okay, this podcast comes to you from the Metalworks Body Shop, Fear Bunker Studio. It is the 9th of July, 2020. The Eric Zane Show Podcast begins now.
And now, here's a guy who has to have a pork chop tied around his neck to get the dogs to play with him.
Dude, keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
It's the Eric Zane Show Podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, John. Hey, welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. This is a daily podcast covering news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Thanks for being here, part of it. Right here in the Metalworks Body Shop, Fear Bunker Studio. Got a lot of things to get to today. Holy crap. This is like senioritis, okay, it's time to start the vacation. I'm ready to go. And I'm like, hold on, hold the phone. You got plenty of things to do. You got a podcast to take care of. In fact, I can't really concentrate with poor Benny in here. Look at him. He looks pathetic. Can you see? He's just staring at the door. He wants out of here so bad. So I got to call up the Queen of the Forest and get her in here. It's a quest of mine to get him just comfortable, to be able to hang with us once in a while. But man, he is just not about it. Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
I think we need to do, like in wrestling when there's like a tag team.
Uh-huh.
I think we need to do a tag team.
Why? What's the matter?
Well, we need to do a dog tag team because I brought Benny in here. I like to bring him in at least once a week and trying to get him acclimated to being in here with me. And the poor dude is just sick. He's just so sad. He
wants out?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think is going on with him? He's never really come around. I think this is just the way it is, don't you?
Yeah, I think he's just kind of
he's just a little bit, he's just a handful of emotions, it seems like.
Yeah. I agree.
It seems like he's sad way too much.
No, I don't think he's sad. I think that's just his personality. He's kind of like Eeyore.
Oh, big time. It's hysterical. The audience is seeing him. His face is facing the door. He's just staring at the door.
Oh, what, does he have his baby with him?
No, he didn't even take his baby. And, the baby's here. He wants out of here so bad right now.
So you want me to come get him?
Yeah. So do you want to bring anybody else up? Do you want to bring the other two dummies? Or no?
Bruce and O'Neill, I can. Want me to?
Yeah, well, the audience loves it when they come up here.
Okay, you don't have the couch covered up though?
No, I'm not worried about that. Unless you want to do it when you come up here.
O'Neill sheds too much.
Yeah, all right. Well, I tell you what, you come on in here and you put the cover on the couch.
Where's the cover?
Okay. It's sitting right here. I just don't want to do it on the camera.
Okay, here I come.
I'm a star. So, yeah.
Come on, O'Neill. Not you.
Oh, God, he's just a mess.
Not you, Daisy. Come on,
O'Neill.
O'Neill.
So sad. Everybody here feels bad because all he wants to do is get out.
Daisy wants to come too.
Oh, I don't know about that, man.
Go on, O'Neill. No, not in there. Come on. I'm going to go see Dad. Come on.
There she comes.
Okay, here I come.
Ladies and gentlemen, Queen of the Forest.
Okay, Danny, you go.
Hey, Bruce. I can hear me.
Okay, I'm hanging up now. Okay. Oh, God, there's me.
Don't let Bruce get the baby. Are you crazy?
So is this good enough?
Yeah, you can put that on there. That thing on there. How you doing? Looking forward to going on a trip?
Yeah, let's go right
now. I'm going to tell everybody how you yelled at me last night.
Tell all these a-holes you gotta
go. They can't really hear you. So, but yeah. So she's pretty fired up about our trip. I think I lucked out yesterday, Diana. She goes, yeah, you did. I think I lucked out because for a time I saw a calendar yesterday and I saw July 18th. And I went and I was like, wait a minute. That's an important date. And I don't know how it was crazy, but I was like, that is our anniversary. It almost like hit me out of the blue. I think for a second I forgot that it was our anniversary. Can you imagine? And that now July 18th is next Saturday. We would be driving home. So if I went that whole day without acknowledging it and we're driving, I would have been seeing your mood just disintegrate as the day wore on if I didn't say anything. Are you the type of person that if I didn't say anything to start the day, you would see how long to see if I would remember? You probably would do that, wouldn't you? Would you say, hey, guess what? It's our anniversary.
go. I would have said, do you not know what day it is?
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So that would be, let's see, that is, this is 2020. That would be 28 years. 28 years as of next Saturday, we will have been married. Okay. I'm going to bring this over here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, come on. Oh.
He's a little anxious because he sees the baby.
Okay.
Is that good?
A little more. A little more. Yeah, he wants a baby. He wants a baby. Okay, see you around. Check him out, man. Okay, hang on. This is how it's going to be today. Everything's loosey-goosey. Well, it's always loosey-goosey. Okay. O'Neill is obscured slightly. I apologize for that. Now, to be clear, 3 of the 4 dogs are sponsored. Daisy cannot be sponsored, because if she's in here, it's just a disaster. She snores so damn loud, I wouldn't be able to concentrate. Everybody would be like, oh, God, stop it. So she cannot be sponsored. Bruce and O'Neill are sponsored by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. And then Benny is sponsored by A&D Cleaning with Amy Porter, but I'm like, it's a pain in the ass to get him to stay. So this will be an ongoing thing for years and years and years. All right. On today's show, Dear Meathead happens on a rare Thursday edition. It used to be on Thursdays when I was on BBL, but it happens today. I had a lot of people saying, wait, what happened? Where is your dad? What's going on? I forgot yesterday. It's remarkable. It gives you an idea of how my brain is just kind of bouncing around all this week. Earlier in the show, I told you that I thought it was Friday. It's not. Man. So yeah, Dear Meathead happens today after I completely forgot yesterday. What the hell is up with that? And I need questions for Dad. Okay. The simpler, the better. And the more, the better. I only have a couple. Lately, it seems like it's been so sparse that I sometimes get anxiety about what to ask Dad. I hate to fake it with him. So if you could, keep that in mind. And if you could right now, send a question along to Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Because if I don't have questions with him, sometimes I like to have a few good ones ready to go. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pick your own brain from your own life. It could be an interaction you had with someone that you're like, boy, I should ask Zane's dad about that. See what he says. Just try him out. It doesn't matter what it is. He's going to say something that's awesome about it. I can promise you that. It could be about something going on in the world, his opinion on something that you saw, something in the news, something on TV, whatever it is. Ask Dad, Dear Meathead, or just ask him for advice. Maybe you've got some marriage things going on that are making it a little funky for you. Maybe the kids are driving you bananas. I don't know. Whatever it is, you can send it along, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. But I do need you. You guys have never really let me down. I just wanted to reinvigorate the idea that it is a question segment. And if I don't have questions for Dad, it makes the segment a bit more of a challenge, So I would appreciate it if you send something along, and then you can interact with Dad. So there you go. A sad day as the world's oldest Siamese twins have died. Wow. Wait until you hear this. It's absolute. Whenever I see anything about Siamese twins, I'm like, how in the world did they live even 1 minute like that? Bad news in Diana's old neighborhood when she was growing up in Birmingham, Michigan, as a house explodes from a gas leak. That always scares me. More bad news. The homeowner was a hoarder. More bad news. Even more bad news. She was a hoarder of cats. Also, the saga of the group formerly known as Lady Antebellum and their name change is becoming quite messy. Man, this is just ridiculous. This whole thing. They went into this with this, let's get ahead of this and be woke and change our name, even though no one even knows that Lady Antebellum is a name that has to do with kind of slavery. I don't know. It was all weird, but they did it, so who cares? But this has just gotten off the rails. They're like, we're going to go back to Lady Antebellum. This is so fucked up. That. Also, every day people are losing their jobs because of bad behavior caught on camera. And we've talked about this many times on the show. The latest, some hillbilly bitch in Tennessee. All right. I've got some celestial excitement for you, and it looks like Starbucks might have to shut down for another week. Remember that? After another stupid moment of bigotry. That's a lot. Frankly, we might not even get to all that because that's like a 3-hour show. Watch, I'll get through it all, and it'll be an hour and a half show. Okay, but first, today is bug out day for the Tennessee trip. The lady that was featured in the story that I'm going to talk, who's losing her job. I mean, she was wearing a Tennessee Vols t-shirt. If you're the Tennessee Vols, you're like, oh no, don't wear our gear, you stupid idiot. My God. So yeah, headed to Tennessee. This is how it goes today. Get this show done. There's still a number of things that have to be done off of the podcast to make sure that next week runs smoothly. I had to work ahead. Boy, this was it all this week, Sunday through last night. It's been these very, very long days sitting here to prepare for my time away. Being a one-man show, all right, we're going on a trip, but heck, I got to prepare the best of shows. That's cool. No big deal. And hold on a second here. Sorry, something got my attention. Prepare the best of shows. Looking forward to that, actually. I've got a lot of very thorough shows full of great moments from the podcast in the last year and a half. Cannot wait, especially the limo stories. I had no idea that those limo stories were as fun as they were, but listening back to when I was doing limo prior to the pandemic and some of the terrific exchanges that I had with people, it's dawned on me that I don't think I have ever finished a limo job and then not come back and told a story on the podcast. So of the 5 days, I've got 2 long, awesome 20-minute limo stories. Okay. So, getting all that ready was a lot of fun for me. So on the best of, I'm talking in between each segment, talking about the segment where my mind was at the time, talking about the sponsors, making fun of Joe Martinez and talking about Forbidden Spanish and on and on and on. And then playing the bit. So that's how I did it. But it took a lot of time to get that together. Also involved, leading up to the time away, I had to do 2 episodes of the Insane Asylum for Q100. I got those done yesterday. So I got to do a whole bunch of stuff off of the podcast to continue to prepare for my time away. But, okay, great. So you'd think that, all right, he's putting all this stuff away, and he is just going to drive to Tennessee, have sex the entire week in the mountains with Diana, maybe outside in the woods with deer looking at us, maybe the stand-up sex against a tree going on, all these things. It's just going to be nonstop hiking, sex, hike, eat, sex, meet, hike, deer, stand-up sex, eat, hike. That's it. Go get ice cream. Wow. No, I'm podcasting. And I go, yeah. She goes, what do you got to do to get ready to leave? I go, well, I got to do a couple of things here. I got to talk to Ron and Mean Gene. Got to post the Insane Asylum for the Patreon folks. And then I got to gather up my equipment and load it up into the RV. Why? Wait, what do you mean, why? I told you we've had, she goes, oh, yeah, the Terrytown thing. The whole trip is sponsored. It's called the Eric Zane Show Podcast, Terrytown, Tennessee Adventure. I go, well, at 8 a.m. Eastern time, I'm going to fire this up, and I'm going to have the Terrytown RV Superstore sign with me, and I'm going to podcast for 10, 15 minutes. Today, we're going up to Klingman's Dome. It's going to be great. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Terrytown. They give me a few bucks to pay for the gas, and then that's the end of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember now. I go, yeah, and then I got to do the Patreon. What? Yeah. What? What do you mean you're doing the Patreon? No, this is our vacation. I go, hold on, man. Here, look, dude. This is not a big deal. This is going to be enjoyable. This is what we do. This is what our lives are. We are in this, like it or not. This is what we do for a living. We are poverty reality TV people. Notice I didn't say stars. In our own little neck of the woods, these people have committed to us. And this is what we do, like it or not. So the big thing is I'm not doing the 2-hour podcast every day, which is just 2 hours to actually do it. Then there's all the arts and crafts that happens at the end of it to make it available to the world. So, she ends up storming out of here. And then I'm like, I'm not done with this yet. And I go, I didn't appreciate that. What? You were yelling at me. I mean, seriously, I know I'm guessing that a lot of the people that are on Patreon are like, oh, no, take the week. No. I take this so seriously. This is so important to me to do all of these things that I've just described to you. It is been such a godsend, and we are so thankful. And so then she's like, yeah, you're right. She came around. I convinced her. I twisted her arm. I go, look, it's going to be so much fun. Seriously, it's great. It's what we do. So stop it. Come on. So bug out day. And then so we're leaving today, and we're going to drive halfway to Tennessee. So that isn't really a long day of driving, 4 or 5 hours, no big deal. And then the old Walmart parking lot, which is just a terrific thing. Walmart gets a lot of shit, what with their ugly shoppers and whatever else you can find about people bitching about them. I don't bitch about them. I stop at Walmart parking lots, which is like a thing. Truckers and people traveling across the country, when they need a rest, they stop in the Walmart parking lot, flip on the generator, crash, and then wake up in the moment, go into the store, maybe get some something from the store, maybe throw them a bone, put those people to work. That's America. As you drive across America, you stop in the Walmart parking lot. I had no idea that was a thing. I found that out on accident. I was like, what? And they, they frown upon you busting out the grill and cooking or anything like that. But yeah, it's a great thing. So we'll crash in the Walmart parking lot somewhere between there and here. Wake up again, bone in the Walmart parking lot, no doubt. And then off on the road again for a Friday arrival at the RV park right in Gatlinburg. Well, it's off the beaten path. I rarely see even one tourist. All the tourists, that just walk up and down the street and go into all the shops and pay way too much money for airbrush T-shirts, belt buckles, and saltwater taffy. We pretty much stay away from there. It's all about, this is what we do. We go to Tennessee, we park the RV, we're pulling a car, take the car off the dolly, drive to the food city, buy a shit ton of groceries. We don't even eat a meal out. This is actually a pretty economical trip. So it's basically just get there, go shopping for food, podcast, hike, screw, eat. That's it. That's the trip. We don't see a tourist. We don't have to worry about catching COVID. Nothing like that, because, all we do is walk around in the park. You go up the trail, which, by the way, the hip is feeling so much better. I've really nursed the hip back to health. Thank God. I just hope I don't re-aggravate it while I'm hiking. So, and then that's the trip, man. I'm excited to be with you each day. Thanks to Terrytown. They paid for the gas for the trip. You guys are awesome. That will be great. By the way, it's gotten to be a challenge to keep the Terrytown stocked. My God, they've had to call up the manufacturer and say, keep making more. It's like World War II. Fire up the lines, the assembly lines at the plant. Make more RVs, because everybody's buying RVs. Because they're that's the way they're taking trips these days because of COVID. Wow, listen to this, man. Dear friends of ours, they'll remain nameless for this story. It's a mom, it's a dad, it's 3 kids. The kids are all in their 20s. The whole family, they live right around the corner. The whole family's got it. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that's a bummer. I talked to one of the family members just yesterday. I go, well, I hate to do this, but can you describe what this is like? And she says, I just feel so out of sorts. I'm congested. It feels like the flu. I feel nauseous. I have a temperature, a headache. My energy is all the things you've heard. I mean, she's like detailing it to me. She goes, it's just like even to do anything, I can't even think because I'm so uncomfortable. So I'm like, okay, well, just please be careful. My God. So yeah, that's kind of a thing that's happening right now. Jesus. Just as soon as I start to like not think about it, I see a story like, now there's this. There's the latest. So there's a lot going on. And then Saturday in Cookeville, Tennessee, Diana and I, after we arrive on Friday, on Saturday, we'll probably leave Gatlinburg at 1:30, and then drive to Cookeville, Tennessee, which is about halfway to Nashville. And so if you're an audience member who lives in Tennessee, you're invited. I sent out a Facebook invite, and Kenny is spreading that around down there on various Facebook pages saying, hey, Eric Zane is going to be in Cookeville. So I'm hoping for 5, 6, 7 of you, maybe more. I would love to see you in Cookeville, Tennessee at a place called Crawdaddy's. I think that's a chain restaurant, but it's Crawdaddy's in Cookeville, Tennessee, 4 p.m. Cookeville time, which is I'll be passing through a time zone there. I got to build that into my arrival time that I'm losing an hour. Am I losing an hour or gaining an hour? I think I'm gaining an hour. So if I leave at 1:30 Gatlinburg time, that means I'm leaving at 12:30 Cookeville time. Oh, I'd probably be there like an hour early, I think. I don't know. Math. So overrated. Not really. I just can't do it. So that is the open of the Eric Zane Show podcast. My gosh. I was given a heads up by Kevin in Muskegon, and I built that into my show plan for today. I actually wrote it down. I did it in all caps, Kevin, because Kevin in Muskegon is kind of like the West Michigan YouTube guru. He's trying to build his own YouTube page, okay? And he's like, look, here's some tips about how you can help your own cause, Eric. And he wrote it in all caps, so he's always yelling at me. He wrote, always ask for people to subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, and share the YouTube shows on their socials. Thank you, Kevin. So I'm asking that of you. You really help the show grow. That's the quickest now. It's been catapulted to the tip top. That is the easiest way to help my show grow. Well, there's more than one way. First of all, more people getting wind of it means YouTube is like, hey, this show is starting to catch fire, and it'll show up on other people's YouTube feeds, especially if they view a podcast. You might like this asshole or something like that. So if you go to Eric Zane Show on YouTube, and if you subscribe to that thing and hit the like button, that will help me. Yesterday, I updated this on Patreon, and it's kind of fun. So I want to do it right now about YouTube, because just recently I was blessed with the ability to monetize. So sometimes you'll start my videos and a commercial will play. If you see that, please don't hit skip ad. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it helps. I get literally a few more pennies every time you let it play through. Okay. And yesterday I earned $1.35 on YouTube with my revenue. I have earned, since I was able to monetize, $4.71. I know that sounds pathetic, but if I earn $1.30 every day for really doing nothing, it's just what I've always done, and that is post videos on there. the more people that subscribe to the channel, that provides sustainability to, feed dogs, pay for psychological help for Benny, keep lights on, because right now, this is the only income we have. And we're doing okay. Truth be told, I'm not in the bread line, for God's sake, and I owe it all to you. But this is freaking awesome. So if I can build the YouTube channel and continue to grow it, well, that all makes it that much easier. We all win. That means more time for podcasting. Damn it. So yeah, that is the Eric Zane Show podcast. That means the open of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by my YouTube channel. Also, Terrytown RV. Remember I mentioned them? Hey, build more RVs. Everybody's buying all the RVs. That's true, but they're stocking them as fast as you're buying them. Travel trailer, fifth wheel, motorhome, folding camper, or tent camper as it's known. Is it known as a tent camper or folding camper? They used to call it a pop-up. Those things are cool. All right. You can pull pull a folding camper behind like a Ford Fit. Is that what it's called? Ford Fit? No, it's a Honda Fit and a Ford Focus. Damn it. I don't know what's wrong with me. TerrytownRV.com is their website. You can check them out online. If you're in the market for an RV, if you're got ears on this show right now in West Michigan, there's only one place to get an RV. And I know there's tons of other places, but I'm telling you, these guys are the best. And you really help me when you go there and say, yeah, I'm interested. Eric Zane sent me. So please do that. TerrytownRV.com. If you happen to get hammered and try to back that thing into the campsite spot and then you smash it against a tree like a dick, take it over to Metalworks Body Shop. They repair RVs. Okay. They are in Coopersville, Michigan. And that's what I want you to do, because that's a terrible feeling. You spend all this money on the damn thing, and now you feel like an asshole because you just cracked it up. They're going to fix it for you. It ain't free, but hell, that's why you got insurance. TerrytownRV.com. I'm sorry, TerrytownRV.com is where you get it. Metalworks Body Shop, officially Metalworks Body Shop, is where you get it fixed. When you click on their logo at ericzaneshow.com, takes you right to their Facebook page. Give you some before and after pics on that bad boy. Also, the website is metalworksbodyshop.com. There you go. One more. Thanks again to Green Clean Technologies for being on board with this show. They just signed up for another 3 months. Thank you, Will. It's real simple. My job is to explain to you a lot of these businesses that advertise in the podcast. Some I'm like, boy, I got to inform people about something they may never have known, but I'm up for the task. What you got there is a business that cleans data centers, banks, schools, hospitals, any business that has tons of servers, in a fluorescent light lit room with some nerd with a short sleeve button down shirt inside there and a pocket protector, trying to keep everything running. There's an air conditioner blowing in a spot to try to keep the room cool. Yeah, that's all great. But if that room is dusty and dirty and a mess, all of that stuff in the air is going to land on those servers and fry your shit. Green Clean Technologies goes the extra mile to make that room extra sanitized like a freaking operating room at a hospital. If you have a business that has a data center, think about this. Getting on a schedule to get that room clean, it's going to save you a lot of money because you won't have anything frying, and the last thing you want to do is lose your data. 989-560-7272. Mention me. GreenCleanTechnologies.com. Also, more information there on their internet landing spot that you can request a quote. Okay. Exploding house. Got time for this one. Exploding house. This is the story. It happened right near where my wife used to live. Where is it? Oh, shit. Did I not upload it? Hang on a second. This is how it's going to be today. Complete senioritis. Oh, damn it. I didn't save it like a dick. All right. I can still get it. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm not going to panic. Hoarder's house explodes. I'm very familiar with this neighborhood. It is in Birmingham, Michigan, right near 14 and Woodward. If you're familiar with that area. Diana used to live there. The street, her street where she used to live is just 3-4 houses over. And all the houses there are really old, except for the people who buy up pieces of property and then rip down the house and then build a brand new house in this really old neighborhood. That's what happened with Diana's old house. That was the one owned by the Doobie Brothers that my dad fixed up. Well, yeah, they ripped down this house in Birmingham, and it wasn't an intentional bulldozing job. It was a explosion that took place and destroyed the home gas line. So, my God.
The community have been living with a growing problem since this house exploded in May and has been left to fester.
The stench is coming from inside, where the person who owns the home hoarded cats. Our Jim Kurtzner has the story from Birmingham.
Let me show you where we're at. This is Chapin Street. You can see it runs right off busy Woodward Avenue here in Birmingham. And take a look at the mess. It's been this way for a month and a half, and it's a good thing. This is not smell-o-vision.
The smell is absolutely horrifying.
Well, the worst of it is the odor, and now it's transferred or elevated to rats.
They made multiple complaints to the city before calling us. We started asking questions to the city yesterday, just as they sent out this exterminator to place rat traps and hired a company to spray the pile to get rid of the odors and contaminants.
So just so we understand, the house exploded. There was the gas line for the gas dryer started to leak, and they might even say that in the story. And this hoarder lady happened to walk into that room. She turned on the light, and that was there was a static electricity, and it ignited the room. How did she not know that there was a gas leak? That smell is so crazy. And she lived. It's unbelievable, but there's cats everywhere. So in my mind's eye, the cats are just flying through the air as the whole house explodes. And then it turns out it's as devastating as like a nuclear bomb, because it throws a big plume of cat and stink into the air. And now, well, it didn't. Now the house didn't completely fall in on itself, but they did destroy it with a bulldozer. And now, but they haven't gotten rid of it. I don't know if they ran out of money or what. So there's a pile with a chain link fence all around this thing. And this is another example of just how devastating cat urine can be. I mean, the extent of what happened in my house when Lincoln and Milo sprayed the basement, that was bad enough. I mean, we had to yank everything up and just we're starting from scratch, trying to get our ducks in a row, Jacob Bennett, to get that room finished again. But oh man, if those cats decide that they want to make your house their bathroom, quite literally, that house has to be removed from the face of the earth. It's like with hazmat crews. So this one explodes, and now it's all out into the air. And even though they're outside, the smell of what has happened that is surrounding there is actually destroying the neighborhood. That's an idea of just how powerful cat piss is.
First, say dozens of cats were kept inside. The explosion and pile make it all worse. The city confirms prior complaints of odors. This mom's son Yates is 3 years old, has asthma. They live right across the street.
The home was built in 1946. Those materials can't be healthy.
The house exploded back on Memorial Day. The investigation found a leak in a gas line to a clothes dryer
I shouldn't have
that
said
ignited when the owner, Diane Pittone, turned on a light.
She's very lucky. It's a miracle that she's okay.
The
Yeah,
owner
but
moved in
it
with
would
family.
be better off if she was dead. I know that sounds terrible, but if you're a hoarder, that's the worst way for anybody to live.
A town.
And I sympathize with them as well in terms of the condition at the scene. But we've been at the mercy of the insurance company.
Can you imagine if family members of this lady are like, they're probably just talking about her the day before the explosion. Like, man, Diane has really gone off the deep end. She's got 78 cats now. Oh my God, that house. Wow, I bet you it's just terrible inside of there. Well, We'll never have to worry about that. Kablooey. And then she's like, has to move in. She's like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. If you're going to move in, we got to draw the line. You're coming into this house with nothing. No cats. They're all scattered all over the neighborhood now. You come in here. First of all, we delouse you on the front lawn, kind of like that scene in the first Rambo movie, First Blood, when the sheriff like squirts down John. You squirt her down nude on the front lawn, throw her a bar of soap like in prison, say wash your ass, pits, under your boobs and your vagina, and then we'll let you in. And then we're gonna deconstruct your brain so that you don't hoard anything in my home. My God, how does that even happen to a person hoarding? That is so strange.
The neighbor who was on the phone with that insurance company for more than 11 minutes, urging them to just pay for the cleanup now, deal with the rest of the claim later.
It's like Chernobyl, you know? I mean, yeah, just get rid of it. The insurance company's dragging their feet. You just got to get that shit out of there.
About common sense and common courtesy, quite frankly. Also, safety.
Thank you for that.
So this blight debacle could be over soon once the city approves the permits.
It should start in the next couple days.
We won't believe it when we see it.
And we'll be watching as well.
And smelling.
In Birmingham, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
That would certainly be taking action. Thank you, Jim.
Uh-huh. Holy crap. Terrible. So bad it's stinking up the outside. Yikes. All right, we're getting set. We're just a moment away from Dear Meathead. As always, send those questions, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I see a number of you folks have reached out with questions. Thank you very much. That is very, very kind. Kenny, what do you got there? What do you got for me? Kenny wrote something. Do you still use that message phone number? The one listed for you on Facebook. See attached screenshot. If so, I wonder what kind of messages are on it if you haven't checked it in forever. I did actually check it a while ago. There wasn't much on it. It is still there. I should bring it back. That's not a bad idea, Kenny. It's been so long. I have a phone number. Like if you call it, it's going to be me saying, leave a message, and I might use it on the podcast. What the hell? It's been a year. The number is 616-209-7797. If you call that, and if you have something that you want to get off your chest or make a comment about something I'm talking about, let's say I'm going on and on about COVID or wearing a mask or somebody who lost their job for being a dick again, and you want your actual voice to be played on the podcast, you call that number and you do your thing, okay? Leave me a rant. I can rant. If I can rant, you can rant. 616-209-7797. In fact, Kenny, it's a good idea. I can get somebody to sponsor that damn thing. You know me. Stand by. Holy crap. Thanks for the reminder, Kenny. 616-209-7797. It's back. The phone line. I got to come up with some type of name for it, though. The rant line, the gripe line. You guys are actually better than I am at making up names. I'll let you do your thing. All right. Brought to you by JM Synthetics. Online at jmsynthetics.com. It's time for Dear Meathead. On a Thursday, feels like a Friday. Where are you? You're far away, guy.
Good morning, son.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Never better. Sorry about yesterday.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, honey.
Yeah, sorry about yesterday. I forgot to call you.
Well, that's all right. As long as it worked, it worked.
Did you did you wonder where I was, or did you even remember?
I remember something about the fact that you're going to be out of the state. Is that correct?
Yeah. You might have thought that I had already gone, but I would have given you a heads up. Yeah, I'm actually going to leave today.
You're going to do what today?
I'm actually leaving on the trip today.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So yeah. So
well, I'll tell you, you don't let no hair grow under your feet.
No. No chance. It's going to be a good time. I was just talking about what we're going to be doing.
Hey, before you start, you have something you want to say in advance? Because I have something I want to bring it up either to you or the audience.
Go right ahead. I thought you were implying that you were expecting me to say something like I owed you an apology or something.
No. I'm talking about our program.
Talking about the
audience called and so forth.
Yeah. What would you like to say, Dad? Please.
What I want to say is I'd like to feel out in the real world of America. Is that acceptable that the public will ridicule openly the president of the country or call him names or do the things that we do to our presidents, any presidents? Is that a good thing to do, or is that how is that it's permitted? The reason I bring that up is the country that I was born and raised in, if one person said anything nasty, it was a kingdom, we had a king.
Yeah.
If one person said anything nasty about the king, he will be either beheaded or hung from a city tower to die.
Yeah. I remember you describing that. It sounded terrible. And now you don't want that to happen, do you?
No, I sure don't. But how is it that we as the citizens of this country will take the opportunity to ridicule the president in the way that we do?
That's interesting. There's a couple of schools of thought that are a little bit different on that, Dad, just in my personal opinion. Some would argue that, that's been a thing for quite some time, going back decades, to second guess. But you're right. It does seem, I remember back to George W. Bush and, Bill Clinton, Ronald Reagan, Barack Obama. There's always been terrible things said. And, people have the right to say what they want about people because it's a free country. So there's that. And then there's the school of thought that our president is extremely polarizing and actually quite abrasive himself in the things that he says and does. So, maybe some people might say that they're giving that back to him in kind after it has been on display from the top office, Well,
the way I'm interpreting it is that actually we have no respect for the president of the United States. We say anything we want to say against him.
Well, that is true. I think that about 50%, maybe more, feel that way, feel that they have no respect for him because they don't like the guy. So you're going to get a lot of steeped in emotion comments. I don't really have a bad thing to say about any political figure because to me, it's kind of wasted breath. And I don't like upsetting people on a political level because it's so damaging to a person and it can hurt. I mean, if I went crazy and started attacking people who were attacking the president or a president or anybody like that, it's such a bad bit of business to be in, I mean, I feel
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
If you were to suddenly start attacking people who were attacking the president, they would be upset at you, and I don't want to live like that.
Sure. Are you there?
Yeah.
Even the new candidate that is going to run against him badmouth him in the worst dang way.
Yes, Joe Biden. You're talking about people who
they have this, and then they don't realize that when they get in the office, if they do, then the people will be doing the same thing to him.
Yeah.
Look, here's the deal.
I'm really uptight with that. I mean, can you imagine the country at this size, the pressure that is on the president?
Yeah.
You're full of shit.
Of course, whatever they do, we ridicule them one way or the other Nothing he does is right. Nothing he does is good.
Just a rude person you are.
Oh my God.
Right. Yeah, I know it, Dad. I think that's just the way of the world. There's just a lot of strange things going on. I think everybody's got to take a deep breath. You know what's interesting is, and I just kind of act like a person on the sidelines and I watch it all unfold. And the way I describe it is, I have a voting preference. I've said it. I've made no bones about it. I'm going to vote for Trump, but I don't indict anybody who's going to vote for Joe Biden. I don't try to dispute it with them. I don't talk about it with them because to me, to try to convince them otherwise is just not my business. I consider voting to be such a private thing that
well said. Believe you me, that is a very intelligent thing that you just said.
And I'm just treating it like golden rule. I would not belittle anybody for their vote and say anything bad about a person's vote. And
Sure.
I would be fully expecting the same type of treatment about who I vote for. And then that's how it's going to be. So, but yeah, I just try to keep it close to the vest and let people do what they want to do.
That's right. I mean, this is exactly, if you have an opinion, keep it to yourself.
I mean, I have opinions about Trump, too. I mean, there's some things that Trump does that I'm like, well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But I am not a walking billboard for Donald Trump. I am not some shill who's going to tell people that they need to vote for him. I'm not bought and paid for by anybody, and I will never, ever endorse any president. I don't endorse people. I just say, yeah, this is who I'm going to vote for. That's not
But good thinking. You have an opinion of your own. You keep your opinion to yourself. That's the way it should be. I don't tell people who I like or who I don't like.
Yeah.
Because I am not the president. I don't know what he goes through to come up with the suggestions or items that he says to rule the country. We're not having the problems that he has.
Yep. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, we could go on and on. I'm actually glad you brought that up. That is a terrific way to start. I think you did a good job, and it's great to have you here, Dad.
Well, thank you. Pleasure to be there. Because I have another comment to make. Your audience in the city that you live in are the greatest people for the people that I've talked with.
Oh, yeah, Dad, they're all fantastic. And, they're everywhere, Dad. I've got small pockets of people in all different spots on the map. Yes,
you do. And I appreciate that. This is a great thing that you're doing.
They love you, Dad. Jason Mays sent you all that AMSOIL, all those AMSOIL products, and hopefully you can use
I want to thank him so much for that.
So, yeah, he's your sponsor, Dad. He's the guy. He loves you so much. They all do. Everybody loves you.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to feel that I'm loved. So
now, Dad, you're going up with
the same way.
Sorry to interrupt. You're going up with son-in-law Mike and stepdaughter Elizabeth and Joanne. You guys are going up to Grayling, are you not?
Yes, we are this afternoon.
And so, for those people who don't know, your stepdaughter and her husband, they have a place which is right by where the trailer is, and you're actually going to his place. Isn't that right?
Yes, within 1 mile.
Yeah. So that's cool. I'm glad you're able to get away because it's been like you've pretty much been.
Yeah, it really is. We needed to do something like that. So.
Yeah. So you're going to do the old sit by the fire, have a cookout, all that stuff, huh?
Yeah, well, no, but my son-in-law's got a plan for me. We got to be painting a whole picnic table that I recommended. We painted it last year, and as you know, he says, "Oh, no, we'll do it next time." Okay.
Oh, so is it treated wood?
Yes, we had to let it sit there for a year. So yeah, so it wasn't Mike. It wasn't that Mike did it,
Yeah, Joanne thinks you're blaming him, and she's giving you a hard time.
That's right.
Yeah, Joanne. Hey, man, if she says it, she's probably right. I tell you what, at age 50, I just hit 50, as you know. I keep learning more. Yes, I keep learning more and more about women. I think I'm an expert. I think I really have it down.
Unfortunately, you never learn all of the things that you're supposed to learn.
I know it. It's a constant, there's a constant learning curve and you know, I have really jumped on board with just letting them decide everything because they're usually right.
It's called common sense.
Yeah.
Guess what I learned? Common sense. Guess what I learned in my age?
What is it, Dad?
Shut the hell up. So.
Okay, Dad.
Shut up. I'm working at it.
All right. I got Mitch here who has a question. He writes.
Wait, who is this?
His name is Mitch.
Mitch. Okay.
Mitch writes, "Hello, Meathead. These are questions about etiquette when it comes to a jar of peanut butter." All right.
Okay.
First question. Is it okay to scrape the excess peanut butter back into the jar after you've applied the desired amount to your toast or sandwich?
I don't think that's no. I don't think I'd want that.
So
if you got some excess, put it back on your bread and eat it.
Well, let's say you've got the right amount on the bread and it's just right and there's still some on the knife. Can you put the knife on the edge of the jar and scrape the teaspoon or so off of the knife back into the jar?
No, it's just not canning.
All right.
Like you've never done it. You know, I'd like to lick it, but no, just kidding.
I guess you could if you put the knife. Well, it's your germ, so who cares?
No, it just doesn't appeal to me, you know.
Okay, well, I say that's fine. Mitch says no. However, his fiance and his daughter do this, and I'm like, what's the problem? But you and him are on the same page. Also, he writes, when making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, should you use one knife or two? One for peanut butter and one for jelly?
Definitely two. I think you should use two, but I think I probably have at one time or other done that. Use for both one knife for both of them.
Right, because
and then the residues go back in the peanut butter, and that's not a cool thing.
I know it. It's a little nutty when you do that.
Yes.
I'm actually a two knife guy as well.
That's good
yeah.
Because you don't want to mix the taste together.
The best is to have the peanut butter on there, and then the jelly is on top, and then you really kind of knead it together so it becomes like a swirl.
I mean, it don't matter as far as I'm concerned. You can buy it that way.
Yeah, you can buy it that way.
Yeah, Joanne says you can buy it that way. So I don't make that as an issue, you know.
Mitch says he uses one knife, and his fiance says use two. Please embellish. Love your input as always. Thanks, Meathead. And hey, you know, Dad, I got a suggestion. A suggestion because it just popped into my head because I was talking about coming up with a name for the truck, for your truck that I bought.
Uh-oh.
And someone says I should call his name is Tim. Tim says I should call the truck the Embellisher.
I think I like that better.
I think it's great. Which, by the way, it's getting fixed
really
right
think
now.
That is a good name, Embellisher.
I got the Embellisher at the
Are you
shop. Yeah, I'm here. I was just saying, I got the Embellisher at the shop right now. They're working on all those things: the 4-wheel drive, the cruise control, the coolant leak, and oil change. All right now, they're working on the.
I don't see how they're going to find a leak.
What do you mean?
Because we look high and low.
Well, yeah, but these are experts who you know, these guys.
Bless their hearts.
I promise you, they're going to be able to find that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, but I do smell it.
Yeah, I do too, and it does run. It runs out of there. Dean writes this. Boring Dean, who you've spoken to in the past. Dear Meathead, I'm up north camping right now. What's some of your favorite memories from camping? Please embellish. Signed, Boring Dean.
Oh, I don't think you want to hear all of those things. In case you don't know, I used to drink a lot of beer.
Oh, okay. Yes.
20-some years ago.
I was hoping you were going to talk about I spent too much time in the tent.
Well, that was your choice. You and your buddies were not exactly the best guys to have around to discipline, you know, because you marched to your own music.
Yeah, definitely.
But in my days, Give me the question again.
Okay, yeah. He wants to know some of your memories, your best memories from camping up north, Dad.
Well, actually, the memory is the greatest thing that I do know is that a lot of happiness was in there, you know.
A lot of drinking.
But one of the greatest things is that when I used to be a fire jumper, we had a campfire there, probably 14 inches wide in diameter.
14 feet. Yeah, it wasn't 14 inches. 14 feet. Big.
14 feet. And I had a stick that I would take it, and after the 12th beer, I hurtle over that fire.
Oh, I remember. You would plan it like a pole vault.
Yes. Needless to say that throughout the year and the times that I did that, that stick kind of got weak and burnt at the tip. And one time, the tip broke while I was in the air. And you have no clue how fast I ran off of that fire.
Jesus.
I thought my butt was going to be on fire.
Classic.
And hey, that taught me a lesson. The next thing is I wanted to tie a rope to a tree and on a slant, and then bring it up to the other end of it.
Yeah.
With a little wheel hooked up to it.
Right.
Go up, climb up the tree, and then ride that thing over the fire. Well, it never manifested.
You were doing you were going to do like a pulley, like you were doing a freaking zip line?
Yeah. You just hang on to the rope. The rope is on some wheels.
My God.
I mean, you know, the metal wheels are on the rope.
Yeah.
And you just fly through it, you know. And
boy, you know, it is, you know, there's two great mysteries that I can think about right now, and they're similar. How in the world you and Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones are still alive?
I don't know. I don't know.
So many things he's done to himself, and you with all of these daredevil moments, usually involving alcohol and cutting down trees, and it usually has something to do with being up north. And I'm right behind you, because Joanne calls me Little Ruben, and you know, so this is how it's going to go. The tradition will continue.
I hope that Little Ruben applies to the building projects that you do, not jump fires.
I don't know, Dad. Well, you see, I don't drink, so I think I might have, eliminated one of the problems.
That has a lot to do with it.
Okay. Next, I have another question here. Joseph writes this. Dear Meathead and Joanne, I love hearing from you. You two are the best. I have a 24-hour challenge that I am participating in starting tomorrow. I'm going to be running around a track for 24 hours. That's what we call an ultra marathon. What would you pack for food? I value your opinion. Thanks, Joe.
Ice cubes. My wife says ice cubes, but I know she was kidding. 24 hours he's going to run around.
He's a freak of nature. He is a really, really strong runner and has been for some time, and he really works hard at it. He's the type of guy that, like, on a moment's notice can go and drop into like a 21-mile run, no problem. So this guy is.
So he is experienced.
Oh, he's special. He is special. I wouldn't be surprised within that 24 hours. Let's see. He's probably going to average at least 4 to 5 miles each hour. So we're looking at some serious mileage in 24 hours.
Yes. Well, let me ask you a question now. We don't know this. Is he, oh boy. Has he done this before?
I don't know. I know he's got some skills and he's very well trained, but I don't know if he's done something like this before. But so he wants some food tips, Dad. What should he eat? He's going to need some energy. He's probably going to burn like 30,000 calories.
Well, peanut butter is one of their strong suits.
I agree.
He's got to, but he can't do that while he's running.
No, I think he can stop and take breaks, you know?
All right. But then again, you eat a lot of peanut butter, it's not going to work out right either for you.
Yeah, he won't. Yeah, he probably won't crap for like a month.
That's what I'm saying. You got to have about 4 layers of underwear. So, food-wise, you cannot eat too much carbs. Well, you should have carbs because you need energetic food. Candy bars.
Candy bars and peanut butter. That's the tip.
One of the 2 ingredients, I think. Chocolate and peanut butter. My wife says chocolate and peanut butter. She says so.
So buy Reese's.
I think that's the only thing that comes to my mind.
All right, keep that in mind. Take it with a grain of salt, Joe. You might want to add in some other things too. I don't know what. Look it up. But chocolate and peanut butter comes to mind. Thank you.
Joe, I really appreciate you trying to ask the information, but you got to be cautious. This heat is terrible.
All right. Adam writes this. What was your favorite snack when you were a small child living in Iran? He wrote Armenia, but you lived in Iran.
Peanut butter was my greatest snack.
It was?
I could. Here's the story. We used to have some Americans, GIs. They're not GIs, but sergeants and all that. Yeah. And I lived right across from a police department. Somehow I could communicate with the Americans. And my house was directly across from a police department. When the Americans would come in there for some sort of information or whatever at the police department, and the police department would come out and borrow knives, spoons, plates from us. And then somehow, since I could communicate with these Americans, they would use me as an interpreter. And half the time, I didn't even know what the hell I was saying.
Oh, okay. You might have started a world war.
No. And then this guy, this Sergeant Robert Hall, took a liking to me.
Uh-oh.
He said to me, I want to take you home so my family can meet you. And now they had a palace. The Americans lived like kings over there. So he took me in there.
Yeah, he didn't try to touch your pee-pee, did he?
No. He gave me a gallon of peanut butter to take home. And then he says, can you drive? Now, would you believe I was like about 14 years old or 15 years old, and I could drive?
Of course.
I said, yeah, I can. He said, can you drive a Jeep? I said, yeah. He said, well, take the Jeep, go home, and pick me back up at a certain time. Would you believe that? I never had a leg in a...
Yeah.
But I knew. And I did that. He lived about 2 miles away from me. Man, I come home with that peanut butter. We opened that thing with the can opener.
Yeah.
And I went to town, and I had diarrhea wouldn't quit.
God. Unbelievable.
Oh, I never forget that scene. Anyway.
Right. There you go. So that's what you loved when you were growing up in Iran, was peanut butter. So there's a lot of peanut butter on the show today. That's dominated the last 2 emails. Adam,
peanut butter is a very nourishing food to eat.
Yes, it is. Adam also writes, were you spanked as a kid? And if so, with what? Hand, belt, switch, what?
Would you repeat that again?
He wants to know if you were spanked as a kid, and if you were, what was used on you? Belt, hand, switch?
I was punished by hand.
Yeah.
And then pulling my ear.
Oh.
I could hear a cracking sound when my mom got a hold of it. My dad passed away when I was a very young kid, so I didn't know what.
So mom was
tough. My mom was a ruler.
Was she super religious at that time? Because I remember Grandma Mary being very religious. Was she religious when she'd beat the hell out of you?
She's always been religious.
Okay. All right.
Her prayers would last hour to hour and a half.
Man, I cannot imagine Grandma Mary ever being mad. I mean, I only saw your mother as the sweetest, kindest.
Oh, well, she ruled me. She punished me. She was good. She really took care of me.
Yeah, I mean, when I met her, I mean, there was I detected no issue whatsoever of aggressiveness. Did she mellow out when she got to the U.S.?
She was a loving mother, but could not tolerate childhood crap that I gave her.
Oh. All right. Very good. Let's see here. Shelly writes this. Dear Meathead, wondering about your opinion on an issue. If you give a gift and someone sends you a thank you card, do you have to call and thank them for the thank you card?
No. They already thank you by sending you a note.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell them thank you back to you.
Yeah, she said this actually happened. It's about an 80-year-old woman that expected a call for a thank you card. Yeah, if you send a thank you card, that's where it ends, right?
Yeah, but if she expects it and you are aware of it, but keep her happy.
Okay.
Give her a card.
All right. So if you know that she's got it.
And then the bad part of it is she'll send you another card thanking you for thanking her.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's bad. It'll never end. You'll end up
No,
being crazy.
that's right. This is ridiculous,
All right. 2 more questions. Megan, you're not going to believe this. You won't believe what Megan asked you. She writes, Dear Meathead, what is your favorite brand of peanut butter?
Oh, boy. I never paid attention to the label of it. Oh, just the peanut butter at the supermarket.
All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. I go for the Aldi brand.
I have no idea about because I never paid attention to that. Peanut butter to me is peanut butter, and I love the flavor and the taste of it.
Laura writes, Dear Meathead, favorite president over the years and why?
Well, God, that goes a long way back. In reality, Nixon was a good guy, but somehow or other, I cannot express an opinion because I'm not a political person. I actually want to follow the leader's advice or rule. I'm not a rule breaker. So I really can't help you in that department. I think the president is a supreme commander of this country, and whatever he says, other than stupid things that I recognize as stupidity, I cannot speak against my president.
Gotcha. So you don't have a favorite one off the top of your head, but Nixon came to mind.
No, I really don't.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Amanda writes this. Dear Meathead, have you seen the show Hamilton? Are you aware of what Hamilton is, Dad?
Somewhat I am. Clue me in.
It's a terrific play that everybody loves, and it's about the life of is it Alexander Hamilton? Am I saying that right?
Okay, I got it. I'm in favor of it.
It says it's yeah, but you haven't seen it though, have you?
I have not seen it.
Okay.
No, I've seen some of the advertisements and so forth years ago.
Yeah. She says, okay, one more thing. Sorry. She wrote, how do you feel about musicals, like Broadway musicals in general?
I like it occasionally, not a whole lot. But not necessarily I've concentrated on that.
Gotcha. No, that's all. I've seen one, and I'm like, I could take it or leave it. I really have no desire. But
yeah, that's no big deal.
Every time there's a musical that's popular, everybody's like, oh, you got to see it. You got to see it. And then if I see it, like the one time I saw Beauty and the Beast, I actually saw it live. I was like, okay, I saw it. It's not that I'm just not into it. It's just,
I'm pretty much in tune with you on that. So
yeah, All right. Well, that's it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to skip you next week. I'm not going to have you on the show because I'm going to be down in Tennessee doing our thing. But so we'll take a week off, and I'm going to play some best of Dear Meathead next week, some old recordings of you. But we're off. I want you to have a nice, safe time when you're up north, and don't do anything like cut any trees down, please. And there you go.
No, we're just going to paint a picnic table.
All right. Stay safe.
You have a good trip, and I'm glad that the holidays are over now. The hoopla is over. But please be protective of yourselves as far as the disease is running around again.
Yep. Really good, Dad. No doubt. Likewise. I love you.
I love you too, and talk to you later.
All right.
Thank you, audience. You're just wonderful, wonderful, God-loving people.
Yeah, they sure are. Joanne, we'll talk to you. Love you. I don't know if she's still sitting right there.
No, she's not. She's split.
Okay, no big deal. All right, Dad. I love you guys.
Say hello to family for me.
I'm sorry?
Say Say hello to the family.
Yeah, of course. All right. Likewise. Okay, Dad. Thanks.
Okay.
Yes,
God bless you.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye. God bless you, too. Dear Meathead brought to you. Sorry, I had to cut you off there. We just said goodbye for another hour. Dear Meathead brought to you by JM Synthetics, online at jmsynthetics.com. Thanks for the questions. That was awesome. You know, some of those are pretty run of the mill, but they just cook his brain sometimes. But he's pretty damn sharp today. Loving that. That makes me feel good. Glad I remembered. What a dummy. All right. Where am I on my sponsors? Welcome and a thank you to the Kent County Health Department. They're reminding you, wear the mask, cough into the elbow, be socially distant. I saw a thing on TV that says, is the virus airborne? It's like, well, didn't we already establish that? Because they said that it's like really, really hard to catch it if you touch a surface that has like spit that is tainted with it. So where does that leave? How else can you catch it? But, so yeah, as far as there's like mixed, who knows? Just be safe, be smart about this, assume nothing. Better to be safe than sorry at this point in time. Kent County Health Department is fully staffed, though, for everything that you need in terms of vaccinations for your kids. I know this is a weird time, but they are there. If there is a sexually transmitted infection issue, they can help you. AccessKent.org is their website. There's 4 COVID testing stations in and around Kent County as well. You need more information by phone, just call them at 616-632-7100. Mention that Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, who was in here earlier and bailed, is brought to you by A&D Cleaning. It makes a great gift idea to call upon A&D Cleaning at 616-550-3644 to tap them into cleaning your house one time, weekly, monthly, you name it. Have them give you an estimate. They actually have to give you an estimate on the home. And they bring all their cleaning supplies. They're fully insured. You don't have to do anything but pick up the phone. A&D Cleaning at 616-550-3644. How about Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast? You can find them at 616-200-8550. Okay, 616-200-8550 or online at bluefrostit.com. Managed IT service providers do this. They show up into your business, small and medium-sized business. They're boots on the ground. Oh, you've got this problem, and this problem. We can take care of that. Now, if you're already paying them monthly, that's your own IT staff, minus the insurance costs, the payroll, all that nonsense. You pay them to be your boots on the ground to make sure that all of your IT setup is running smoothly. And I'm telling you, if you need an upgrade, you just say, hey, we're going to go with this. We need a new setup here. Price me out 3 different things. This is what we need on our new desktop computer for the business. And that's part of their job. That's your team. Blue Frost IT. And finally, if you're like, all right, we're moving our business and going a whole new IT setup, you got to have that thing ready to go. That is a serious undertaking. If you're going with a brand new IT setup, they can build it from the ground up for you at Blue Frost IT. Okay. Hang on here. Terrytown, I talked about them. Thank you. Man, everything is all jacked today. Metalworks, I talked about them. What I did was I started reading you Friday sponsors on a Thursday because dummy me decided that it was Friday, even though it's not. I don't know what my problem is. Real quick, I scheduled an event, a wine drinking event, beer drinking event, grappa drinking event. What is grappa? I don't know. But they make it at Great Legs Winery, Brewery, and Distillery. Okay? I have an event Friday, the 24th of July. They are allowed to do this. Wineries are open. Distilleries, the places like this. We're going to walk in. We're going to have the masks. We're going to take the pump of hand sanitizer. And then you're just going to start drinking. And we're going to hang out on Friday, the 24th of July at Great Legs Winery, Brewery, and Distillery. They are on, they're in Holland Township. I'm sorry. They are in Holland, Michigan. And I put the invite on Facebook, okay? All you got to do is respond to that. It's in my events. We're there from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., okay? So that will be at Great Lakes Winery, Brewery, and Distillery. Thank you to them. Next thing I want to talk about with you is this thing that oh boy, this is rough. I got audio. It's in Tennessee, and this lady fucked up bad. If you're at a if there's a Black Lives Matter protest going down, I think this is near Johnson City, Tennessee. There's a Black Lives Matter rally happening. Elizabethton last Saturday. Some mom who looks like the hunk of cheese guy is there wearing her Tennessee Vols t-shirt, her orange. She's got a phone and a mask in one hand. And the Black Lives Matter people are out there saying, hey, Black Lives Matter now. And if you see that your town has a Black Lives Matter protest and that pisses you off, that may be. And you've got your own reason why that pisses you off. I'm not here to argue that with you. It's not my place. But it's probably not a great idea to go there and try to stick it to the people that are marching down the street, because that can only result in trouble. Again, this is what happens. A black chick, Black Lives Matter girl, is on one side of the barricade. Fat white bitch is on the other side of the barricade. I'm referring to her that way because she is. And fat white bitch sees Black Lives Matter chick hold up her phone. Now you should be running away if you see that, because that means you've done something, whether you're aware of it or not, that the world needs to see, because this person is going to try to cancel you. So if you're ever in a spot where you think, oh, I'm acting fine, what I'm doing is completely appropriate, and you see phones popping up in your face, you're not aware of it, but you've done something that has made them reach for the phone. So, all right, you can say racist shit and stupid stuff up until the phone goes up. Actually, you can't. But if you're worried about your own existence, as soon as that phone goes up, you're dead, because they know that what you're saying is terrible and they're going to cancel you. So, first of all, it would just be better off if you dumbass white fat bitch racists would stop showing up at Black Lives Matter rallies, because it just causes trouble and you're going to get yourself in trouble. So you can go ahead and be as racist as you want. It's a free country. But if you want to be able to have money to buy more food to make yourself fatter and buy more UT gear, you probably shouldn't act like a racist fuck while everybody's recording video of you. Well, this fat bitch did just that. And here you go. This is the audio as the young black lady who's just holding the Black Lives Matter sign is standing there, and some dumb white bitch gets in her face.
Matter. White lives matter, you black, twisted, crazy person.
White lives matter, you black, twisted, crazy person. I think she wanted to say more there, but she ended up going with black, twisted, crazy person. I'm getting the impression that she might have ripcorded and wanted to say something a little bit more harsh than black, twisted, crazy person.
There you go. Let her talk. Let her talk. Let her say whatever she wants to say.
But see, that's the chick with the phone. She said, let her talk. Let her talk. Let her say what she wants to say. She knows that this dummy is going to screw herself right in her own butthole.
Say whatever you want to say. Say whatever you want to say. No, say whatever you want to say. Don't tell her I didn't say a word. How's it going? You need to move your ugly ass. Get the out of our way. You don't have
I know it's hard to hear, but I'll capture it for you.
Matter. You're just a poor little black girl who's got a messed up mind. That's it. White lives matter. White lives matter. It's not true. I know it's not true. I know my words. White lives matter.
All right, she's chanting "White Lives Matter."
Say it again. Say it again. You said what? No.
You see, now some of you might be like, well, why is that a big deal to chant White Lives Matter? It just is. Okay. She's saying that because she doesn't like black people. Black people say it because guys get killed. That's the difference. Okay. I've never understood why people are using that as a rallying cry to try to get in someone's face and say, yeah, I'm white and I matter. Well, yeah, everybody knows that, but they're saying it because black guys die on the street and chicks die in their houses. So who gives a shit? If you're listening to me say this and you don't have a problem with her saying White Lives Matter, well, you're a fucking racist too.
You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. White lives matter, sister. White lives matter. White lives are better.
White lives are better now. Now she's saying white lives are better. Holy fuck. Oh my God. Well, dumb bitch should have known better because there was a reason why that video was being shot of her. She was caught on the viral video shouting racial and homophobic slurs, and it's homophobic. You can't really hear it because they bleep it out, I think, but on the video, and I'll link it up, you can hear what you can see what the hell's going on there. Sonia Holt was yelling, white lives matter, white lives are better. How'd you like to be Sonia Holt's boss? And you see, oh, God, man. Well, fuck. Well, this is probably silver lining. The break room's going to have more snacks. Okay? The exact words she said at one point were, you're a gay homosexual, which is just kind of, you're a gay homosexual. It's kind of like you can say you're gay or you're a homosexual, but gay homosexual, nobody says it like that. You're a gay homosexual piece of crap who's going to burn in hell, she said. At another point, she's heard calling one poor protester the poor little black girl with a messed up mind. We talked about that. So it goes viral. Well, Sonia Holt has a boss. And the guy who runs Keith Family Vision Clinic in Johnson City, Tennessee, said, yeah, oh boy, you're out. The company confirmed that she had worked there, but they told the Johnson City Press she's no longer employed as of Monday. The biggest thing to take away from this is just to realize that racism is in your community, however much you think it might not be, said Sierra Gilmer, who shot the video. Well done, Sierra. Good for you. We're weeding these people out one at a time. We don't need you in the world today. Yes, you should be canceled. I see nothing wrong with this type of cancel culture. Some is excellent. Trying to cancel Jimmy Fallon for doing an impression of Chris Rock is not okay. Fat, ugly bitch saying white lives matter and white lives are better. Yes, thumbs up. Keep it coming. We do not need to see you anymore. Thank God she is canceled. All right. Something a little more fun. The world's oldest Siamese twins have passed away. Why would I say this is a little more fun? What a horrible thing to say. I think I'm more amazed. Ronnie and Donnie Galeon set a world record for oldest living conjoined twins in 2014 after they turned 63. Just this week, the Beaver Creek, Ohio-based Siamese twins, actually last week, it was on Saturday that they passed away at age 68. This is quite incredible. And they apparently, when these two were growing up, you've all seen the image in the Guinness Book of World Records of those two Asian dudes who were like the oldest ones. And these two saw those two Asian dudes, and I think their names were like Ang and Chang. Yeah, it was Ang and Chang Bunker. They died in 1874, and they lived to be 62 years old. 62 years and 251 days. So there's an image of them in the Guinness Book of World Records of Ang and Chang Bunker. And it's weird that their last name is Bunker. I don't know. Maybe they were adopted. Ang and Chang back in the day. Well, these two, Ronnie and Donnie, they at a young age saw Ang and Chang, and they were like, fuck those two. We're going to break the record. We're going to live past them. So it's like been a life's goal. I'm not making that up. And that it says that in the article. It's a People magazine article that they wanted to do this. They wanted to beat the record. So they just before their 63rd birthday, they surpassed Ang and Chang. And they described Ang and Chang as their heroes. So it was like bittersweet. They like beat the two dudes that they looked up to. These two are connected. It looks like they're scissoring. I mean, seriously, they share an abdomen. So you got, if you picture any great lesbo video where the chicks are doing a scissor, Ronnie and Donnie are, oh yeah, a scissor. Scissor me timbers. They're scissoring. And I even see a picture of these two fellas when they were kids, cute as a button. They're dressed up like cowboys when they're like 4 years old. And it just looks like they're in the same pair of pants, and one of them's legs are on backwards. But they look to be living a happy life. They had a great life. And they lived till they were 68 years old, man. Their past 10 years were a little tough, said Brother Jim. Their bodies were tired, and it was time. So that was a crazy-ass thing. I just cannot imagine living that long. I have so many questions. So let me just run through them, and because you're all thinking them. How many dicks? That's the first question. I need to know dick count there. I need to know dick count. I need to know if there was ever sex. If there is only one pecker and you hire a hooker to give an HJ, do both guys start moaning? I think that's a legitimate question that needs to be asked. I should probably bring Diana in here to ask these questions. I want to hear what she thinks about this. This is serious shit here, because when you see these guys, that's just something that comes to mind. And I can't be alone. Don't act like you're not thinking the same thing. And what about when it comes to taking a dump? That's another key question. She's not around. Well, somebody's got to answer these questions for me. I wonder if Stu McAllister is here. I don't have his number in the damn thing. Shit. All right, well, maybe we'll come back to that. So there's that. And then there's the idea of these two are facing each other for 68 years. This is what you see. Ronnie's looking at Donnie. And if there is ever a dispute, like let's say Ronnie is into white lives or Black Lives Matter, and Donnie is like that chick in the last story. Donnie's, white lives are better. And they are seriously, what a thing. Now, this is a real need. A camera should be on these people at all times. That's a hell of a reality show. They could have made billions with a B dollars to see the dynamic between Ronnie and Donnie Gallion, the rest in peace, the world's longest surviving pair of conjoined twins who've been scissoring for 68 years. Because if they get pissed, it's like like back in the day when there was like a couple of gangs, like in the 50s, like in that Michael Jackson video, Beat It, when Michael his hand gets tied up with the other gang member. Isn't that what happens in that video? And they got knives, and then they're tied together. That's like what happens here. If these two get pissed off, they're like toe-to-toe and belly-to-belly and dick-to-dick, or maybe they share a dick, in a fight with each other. Oh, my God, so many questions. Beaver Creek, Ohio is where the final resting place is for Ronnie and Donnie, born joined at the abdomen in 1951. Stayed that way. Doctors felt that separating them would be too high risk. If there's any more of the tail of the tape on these two, I need to know, like, what organs did they share? They shared a body, but they were not alike in personality. One was easygoing, while the other one was temperamental. So basically, they're saying one was nice and one was a jerk. They share different views on politics. Oh, my God. You might have a Trump supporter there and like a Biden supporter, a Democrat. As children, they helped earn money to support their family by by traveling together in sideshows and carnivals. Sounds terrible. Though they retired in 1991. There's a picture of these boys enjoying a birthday cake. Again, you got 4 arms, 4 legs. That's all we can see. That's all we have. They're connected at the abdomen. Obviously, they each have their own brains and heads. What happens in the womb that takes place? Can you imagine if they could have a setup where on the woman's abdomen they've got like an alarm? If the little zygotes merge, there's like an alarm that goes off, and they can go in for an immediate like pull apart surgery at like a microscopic level. For the last decade of their lives, their health began to decline. Ronnie and Donnie live with younger brother Jim. A move that was chronicled in a 2010 TLC documentary. Man, can you imagine Jim and both guys take a dump at the same time? And you go, oh my God, are you're actually wiping one ass and the other one's, oh no, here comes another one. Here it comes. The move was financed in part with money raised by their community in order to help Jim renovate the home to better accommodate the boys. Well, of course. I am grateful to the community for what they did to help Ronnie and Donnie move into their house, Jim told local TV station. They allowed them to live with their family for the last 10 years. Well, that's great. They're arranging a funeral for next week to ensure there's enough time to build a casket large enough for both Ronnie and Donnie. It's like they got to bury like a fucking fort, build like a tree house type deal to put those boys in it, because it's just a mass of elbows, assholes, arms, and legs all smashed together. And I just, so many questions. I know most of this sounds insensitive and stupid, but that's kind of how my brain operates. And don't act like you didn't think the same thing at one time or another, so shut the hell up. But I am curious, and probably my most serious question is it a thing where they where one guy dies and then the other one's like, oh shit, well, I'm not going to be far behind. 3, 2. I mean, what's going on there? Wow. That is, it's really, really, really bizarre. And this type of like a imponderable wondering moment that I have, similar to when I have celestial excitement. So much going on there. Rest in peace, Ronnie and Donnie. You died as record holders. Congratulations to you, and may you rest in peace. All right. I've got more sponsors to talk about here. First of all, Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. Wants to get you into a mortgage, into a refi, or your first mortgage, whatever it may be. Sometimes you need to get some cash out of your house. Now's the time. Could be the time for that. Call upon Mario. NMLS number 3035. Van Dyke Mortgage Company has been in business since 1987 doing this for people. And the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage is who I want you to call. 231-332-6505. I've got a guy that teaches CPL training. Or I should say, will certify you for the class. Take the class, get the certification, then you can go get your CPL. You don't need a gun. You don't need to ever have handled a pistol. You need $125 and 1 day of your time. The next class has not yet been scheduled. He does have one coming up Saturday, which you might still be able to take part in if you're Got nothing going on. It'll take you all day, but then you're done. And then when the next class is scheduled, I will let you know. Prince Army, you can reach out to retired U.S. Army Major Steve Prince at 616-204-1705. All right, and finally, for this spot segment, he's just signed up for another ad campaign, Senor Martinez. And I want to thank all of the audience members because in a conversation I had with Senor Martinez yesterday when he was telling me he's renewing year to year, and these are his words, his livelihood, and he was doing fine prior to the show. He has increased his business 50% because of you. Thank you. I appreciate what you've done. That's how the podcast works. I keep doing this for free every day. You engage my clients / sponsors. You tell them you heard about them on my show. And then that's how we do it. Everybody wins, man. Thank you. A&E Heating and Cooling. If you get in the weeds during the rest of the summer, you got a guy. That sucks. If it's 95 degrees out, oh my God, and you don't have any air conditioning, damn it. Call him. Call him anytime. He does after-hours service calls, okay? 616-516-8579. Truth be told, he'll say, all right, if I'm coming out on Saturday night at 7 p.m., yes, there is a after-hours charge. That is more expensive. Can you wait? It'll save you money. Yes, no. Nope, can't wait. Get out here. I don't care how much it costs. All right, he's on the way. That's how it works. 616-516-8579. All right. Where are we going next here on this show? Talked about the Twins. Ooh, holy crap. Lady A, what have you done? This started out with the best of intentions. How'd you like to be in the band Lady Antebellum? And they're like, hey, man, we better make this big announcement that we're changing our name and make a huge deal of it, even though no one gives a shit that we are changing our name from Lady Antebellum to Lady A. We got to do this. Let's get on board, man. The Dixie Chicks, they're next. They're going to change their name to the Chicks. Can you imagine if Dixie Cups changes their name? The Dixie Chicks are going to do it. Nobody's listening to them anyway because they dogged George Bush back in the day. So they're trying to win back favor, but fuck those guys. Let's go from Lady Antebellum to Lady A. And then the world says, what's wrong with Lady Antebellum? Oh, you don't know? You don't know? That is reflective on a period of time, the antebellum South, prior to slavery. It was? Or no, I'm sorry, prior to the Civil War. You know, those people that owned plantations would like sit there on the veranda wearing their hoop dresses and fanning themselves, drinking a mint julep, calling upon the help to come serve them. That's the antebellum period of time. And the architecture, the structure of this building is antebellum design, built by slaves. Thus, well, first of all, why the fuck did you call yourself Lady Antebellum in the first place? Did you not know that? I mean, who the fuck just throws in, hey, I like the way that word sounds. Let's call the band that. Can you imagine if they said, let's call ourselves Lady Blitzkrieg and we'll start a tour of Germany? I mean, come on. How do you not know this? Well, first of all, they had to inform the world about it. But if they did any bit of research when they named themselves Lady Antebellum, they would have said, that's kind of weird. But they went and named themselves anyway. Who cares? I had never even heard of this. Now I know because the fucking band, they're kind of a band. The one guy, the guy with the oval-shaped head plays guitar. He's actually pretty good, but he looks like he got too much oxygen at birth. Eyes are like half an inch apart. Screwed up looking face. Anyway, so they end up changing their name to Lady A. Well, this is an effort to make the world happy, I guess, especially black people who are like, oh boy, now this is great. I feel so much better now that this country band that I didn't even know had a racist name has changed their name to Lady A. This is great. Well, it backfired because the dummies, there's an actual artist who happens to be black, a black lady, a soul singer who goes by the name of Lady A. And she's like, wait, what? No, I'm Lady A. You're not going to be Lady A. I've been known as Lady A well before you were Lady Antebellum. So, in a way, this is kind of like the white band is stealing the black lady's name. Now, that's just me elaborating. Certainly, this is going to work out. There's no way in hell that the black lady is going to have in any way her small little corner of the entertainment world bastardized by this white country band, right? I mean, that's what has to happen. There's only one of two things that can happen. Lady A, excuse me, turns around and says, whoops, we didn't realize that there is a black lady who goes by Lady A. So we're going to change our name again. So that's weird. In my opinion, even more weird would be saying, no, fuck that. We want her name. We're going to take her name. That's what they're doing. They're suing Lady A for the use of her name. What? So wait a minute. A white band, in an attempt to be woke, does this, steals black lady's name, and is now in worse shape than they were when they started because they're now suing the shit out of Lady A. Oh, my God. Why? What PR firm are you engaging that says, go ahead? And I mean, then this Lady A, it's not this actual Lady A. It's not like she's anybody. I mean, like before this, she had like 8 listens on Spotify. You'd see her at some hole in the wall dump in the inner city of wherever she lives and playing before 3 homeless drunks, you know, in order to get like a bowl of chips for payment. I mean, she's got nothing. And Lady A is one of the, or Lady Antebellum, Lady A is worth tens of millions of dollars. In fact, I just did a little research project. There's probably only 20 acts in country music that are bigger than Lady Antebellum. You know, you got the Luke Bryans and the what's the guy's name on America's or on The Voice? That dude married to the pale chick. What's his name? Montgomery Gentry. He's always got a jean jacket on. What's his name? Brooks. His name's Brooks and Dunn. Garth Dunn. What the hell's that guy's name? Stu McAllister? He's married to Gwen Stefani. What the fuck is his name? Hold on, let me ask the staff. I know you're all giving me the answer, but shut up. I got to find it myself. Brooks Hamilton? Who's married? Wait a minute. They're not married. Who's dating Gwen Stefani? Dale Earnhardt? Blake Shelton, that's it. He's bigger than Lady A. Lady A last year, I don't know the earnings for last year, but it says right now the source I had is they're worth $41 million. Lady A, apparently there was a big Zoom meeting, and Lady A was with the band. And they're all, you can actually see a screenshot. Lady A herself, the lady who actually has the name, she posted a screenshot of the Zoom meeting, and she's like, good times are coming. The band has agreed to collaborative writing. That'll be fun, and we're going to get to the bottom of this very soon. Well, then Lady A slid over a document virtually and said, this is what I need for you to use my name. Now, back up. Lady Antebellum, at about the same time that Lady A started using the name Lady A, actually a little bit later than when Lady A started using Lady A, did trademark the term Lady A as a business property or a venture, like Lady A Properties or Lady A Entertainment or something like that. So there's that. So there is a trademark. The white people do own the trademark Lady A, but the performer used it before them. Performer says, I need $10 million. This is a great meeting. Thank you. And Lady A is tired of working in shit bars and getting, having Spotify numbers similar to my YouTube numbers. She's like, screw this. I want $10 million. You give me $10 million, I can, I'm happy. And then you've got the name. White band says, fuck you. We're not giving you $10 million. Now it blows up. Now, I see both sides. I can't believe maybe it's a negotiation. Maybe you ask for 10 million in hopes of getting 1 million. I don't know. I wasn't there. But if you're Lady Antebellum, the white band, you want her to go away. You give her something. 10 million's a little steep. Can we negotiate? How's 5 million? No, you go 1 million. Lady A goes, 8 million. You go 2 million. 6 million. You end up settling somewhere at about 5. She goes away. You have a nice little meeting where she says, now they're Lady A and I've got $5 million. I don't need this shit. And then she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Who cares? Or she can just call herself Lady A. Who cares? Doesn't matter. The band said, fuck you, and they're suing her. Excuse me. Today, we are sad to share that our sincere hope to join together with Anita White, Lady A, in unity and common purpose has ended. She and her team demanded a $10 million payment. So reluctantly, we've come to the conclusion we need to, ask a court to affirm our right to continue to use the name Lady A trademark we've held for many years. The band members, including Guy with the round head, 2 round head, sued after White's attempts to enforce purported trademark rights in a mark that plaintiffs have held for more than a decade, according to the lawsuit. The band is not seeking any monetary damages, the lawsuit said. So what started out as a good thing has just came unglued. On the 15th of June, Black Lady A posted a photo of the Zoom call, like I said, and said, oh, man, transparent, honest, and authentic conversations were had. I'm so happy. We are excited to share that we are moving forward with positive solutions and common ground, White said in her post. The hurt is turning into hope. More to come. During the call, the musicians discussed the co-writing and jointly recording a new song. But that turned south. The next day, Black Lady A told Newsday that she received a draft agreement from the band's attorneys, and she was not happy about it. Their camp is trying to erase me, and I'll have more to say tomorrow. So one day passes, and she's like, fuck that. Trust is important, and I no longer trust them. She should have wrote, I no longer trust these crackers. Black Lady A did not immediately respond to CBS News' request for comment. It's just known as Black Lady A and the White Lady A's. My God. Initially, she had forgiven the band for their quote missteps. She also commended the band for standing up for the Black Lives Matter movement. I applaud them for it. I'm willing to help in any way I can, but the gloves are off. Hey, that lasts about as far as the wallet. White Lady A says through their publicist that they agreed they could both continue to use Lady A. So you get some conflicting discussions there. We never even entertained the idea that she shouldn't also be able to use the name Lady A and never will. Today's action doesn't change that. We felt we had been brought together for a reason and saw this as living out the calling and brought us to make this change in the first place, the band said in the lawsuit. Well, what do you want then? We're disappointed that we won't be able to work together with a Black Lady A for that greater purpose. We're still committed to educating ourselves, our children. Well, what do you want then? We hope Black Lady A and the advisors she is now listening to will change their minds about their approach. They just don't want to pay that much money. We can do so much together then in this dispute. Well, stay tuned because this is going to get even more messy. Black Lady A wants 10 mil. White Lady A, I need to know what they offered as a countersuit. Did they say, all right, here's a can of Spam and $10? Because if it's shitty, then, that the ball's back in Black Lady A's court. It's the tale of two Lady A's, the blacks and the white Lady A. So it's just remarkable to me that what started out as a move for we're doing this for Black Lives Matter and we love black people. Oh, by the way, black lady, give us your name. Oh, no. My God. Horrible. Okay, I got one more story for you. And I'm a little mixed up as to what I need to talk with you about right now for sponsorship. Bear with me. Sorry, I'm running out of steam on the week. All right. First of all, the Saranac Shit Kicker team, part of the Saranac Shit Kicker team, half of it is BK Guns and Stuff. All right? Their number is 616-902-2447. You got a bit of weaponry, gun, rifle, shotgun, I don't care what it is. Vintage, it needs to be worked on. You've got a gunsmith. It's BK Guns and Stuff. Call them right now, 616, or whenever you can, 902-2447 for BK Guns and Stuff. If you want to check out their Facebook page, some of the work that they do, customization, refurbishing. If you have an old piece of equipment that you're worried about firing, you got to have that thing serviced. I've got one myself. 616-902-2447. Click on their logo on the sponsor scroll of ericzaneshow.com. I got some folks right here, Shoreliners. That's the hat. They stripe parking lots. If you got a business, you got a parking lot, the first impression goes a long way. If you've got all these you can barely see the yellow stripes because it looks like shit, call on Shoreliner Striping. All the paint's faded. It's a mess. It looks like no one's even been to work there. It's so messed up. Looks like it's dilapidated. Did I say that word right? ShorelinerStriping.com. They do parking lots. They do the workplace. They stripe athletic fields, paint athletic fields, putting like 20, 30, 40, 50 on the field. Baseball fields, everything. Shoreliner Striping. Go to their website, ShorelinerStriping.com, and get a quote. And last but certainly not least, my God, Baldwin Ace Hardware. The kings of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. Thank you to the Gilmurrays. If you're headed up north, don't bring anything with you. Get it all. Paintbrushes, grills, fishing tackle, fishing poles, fishing net, charcoal, lighter fluid, even more paint supplies, whatever, pipe, PVC, rebar, conduit, wiring, lights, light bulbs, wrenches, tools, radial arm saw, chop saw, circular saw, all stuff that cuts off my dad's fingers at Baldwin Ace Hardware, and they sponsor my lovely better half, who will be my wife for 28 years as of Saturday, Baldwin Ace Hardware. You thought I forgot about Celestial Excitement, didn't you? I'm going to save the Starbucks story for the Patreon. Starbucks is fucked. Oh, my God. I can't believe that some of the people that they hire that place. If you're a manager of a Starbucks, you're like, look, let's have a staff meeting. If any of you do any of these stupid things, not only will you be fired, but I'm going to hunt you down and beat the shit out of you on your front lawn. The latest bit of Celestial Excitement that I certainly hope is not boring to any of you. I know it's not boring to me. Eric at ericzaneshow.com, please, if you have feedback on any of these stories, including Celestial Excitement. Just announced, a comet is back. It was just discovered. It's been before, but it's been flying by for quite some time. And it's huge. It's like 3 miles across. It's 64 million miles away from us. A lot of the times they don't talk about these comets until after they get by the sun. Because if you get everybody fired up for a comet as it approaches the sun, there's a chance the sun's going to make it blow up. So you got this big ball of dust, dirt, rock, and ice. A lot of ice. You know, a lot of people suggest that the way the oceans formed here on the planet is because way back when, however many billions of years ago, what is now our solar system was a shooting gallery of planets, planetoids, comets, rocks, debris, asteroids, all just bouncing around. And you look at regular spots on the planet, there's impact craters. Some people have suggested that comets hit the planet, and then the water that's on the comet in the form of ice and vapor becomes our water. It happens enough, you've got oceans. Don't know if it's true. It's just what some people say. So this big badass comet, known as Comet Neowise, Neowise, is named after a telescope because that's what discovered it. Has zoomed into for our viewing pleasure. Made it by the sun. Got pretty warm. Shit flying off of it. That's the coma, the big tail. And you can look up in the sky tonight with your eyes and see it. Right? Wherever you are, you can see it. Let's go over the tail of the tape on Comet Neowise. This is what I want you to do. It's going to be visible at more than one time of the day, and you can see it through August. Last comet I saw was Hale Bopp, and when that happened, a bunch of crazy cult people killed themselves, so who knows what's going to happen this time. Actually, the comet was discovered back in March by NASA's Near-Earth Object Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer Space Telescope. That's why it's called Neowise. So I don't know if that telescope is actually in space orbiting or if it's on the Earth. I'm not sure. Typically, when they call them a space telescope, it's actually up in space, but I haven't heard of that one. It was closest to the sun on July 3rd. Again, that's probably why they didn't talk about it, because typically they go to they fly near the sun and they just explode. And it's like, oh fuck, we're not going to see it. But this one made it. It withstood the tremendous heat as it passed through, and now it's safe. It's going back out into space so we can check it out, man. And it's bright as shit. You look to the northeast. Here's the problem. It's an hour before sunset. So if you're if you're like up partying and porking and smoking pot and drinking, and it gets to be about an hour before sunrise, look to the northeast. So put it in your mind, northeast, where you are. You look there before sunrise. You can't miss it. The big ball that is bright is the nucleus. You can see it with the naked eye, but it'll look like just a really bright star. And you're like, what? But if you can grab a pair of binoculars, or like I have a telescope, so I can check this out, and it's awesome. Man, that thing is great. You got it. My telescope has this. I've talked about this before. It has a device on it. It syncs with the calendar, and like on any given night, you put in the date, July 9th. If you put in July 9th, 2020 on my telescope, it talks to the telescope. It's got like this motor that moves it. And it says, tonight's viewing. Here's what's visible. Start show. And you go click, and it goes left, right, up, down. And then it gets finer, and it's moving. Beep. And you look, and it says Saturn. And you look in the thing, and there's fucking Saturn. And then it says done. Yes. Next. Beep. Neptune. Oh my God. Pleiades. It's awesome. But I got to update the software so that, because it'll probably be able to look at this, or else I can just find it on my own. And if you see it through the viewing aid, you will see the coma, which is all of that water and vapor just shooting off of it. And it's awesome. My God. And its tail. And you're talking about hundreds of thousands of miles of tail. That's what you're seeing. And it's 64 million miles away. 3 miles wide on this thing. In theory, you could land something on the comet. Also, as the time passes, by July 11th, you will be able to see this comet at dusk in the northwest. All right? Then be visible after sunset until mid-August. Freaking sweet. You miss any of this, I'll link it up, okay, in the show notes of the podcast, or I'll just Google it. NEOWISE. You can't miss it. I think we set a record for today's podcast. I've been at this for 2 hours and 20 minutes today. I just love this. I love you guys. Okay, man. That's it for the freebie. We're done. Okay? I got nothing more for you. As usual, please follow on YouTube. Like Kevin said, follow on YouTube. So like it, subscribe. Facebook, that's brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrids. Please follow me on Facebook and or like me on Facebook and follow on YouTube. YouTube brought to you. I'm sorry, I'm struggling on Twitter. Twitter is brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Like me on Twitter and of course on Instagram. Brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team, Van Dyke Mortgage. Wow. Hey, thanks. Take a little time off, but not really, because I'll be podcasting on the Terrytown, Tennessee adventure starting on Monday from Tennessee for just a little bit of time. It's not going to be a full podcast. It's just, hey, what's up? And I'll do Patreon. Got Patreon a little bit. Still, rest of a work day. You folks have a good one. Talk to you. Thank you so much for being here. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Tom Brady, and I'm a crybaby, and I have a butthole in my chin.
Watch your smelling ass and balls, you nappy motherfucker, you.